Yes, sir. Let's get to work.
All
All
right, let's
right.
get to our street slang.
What up?
Get Jim Jones. Oh
What
man.
up? Ace of Spades has sold. It's, all right.
Let's
Major
take a look at the
indexes.
markets, man.
Man, we got some green, boy.
For a change. So yeah, man. Last week, this previous week was a much better week. We got green across the board, man, with IWM leading the way at 7.5% almost. Very nice.
Small caps are crushing it. That speaks directly to the strengthening economy.
Oh yeah.
That's where our jobs are created, right?
IWM, Dow, SPY. Yeah. Oh yeah. Rotation out of tech. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff, man.
Hope y'all was able to take advantage of that green week. I hope so.
Listen, I definitely like. I, it's been a small little salve on my wounds for the past month. This week really did. I I I should have broke even for the month on Friday
Yeah.
easily, but I took a step back. We'll talk about that later. But this is good.
Yeah. I was happy, man. I got back above water this week, man, just like the NASDAQ, man.
Mm.
Green for the years. It's a happy feeling, man. But let's take a look at
Yes,
what we
happy.
had here. This is our last week price
Yeah.
action. Um, Initially we were in the number four zone here initially, close to $300, but we jumped off that zone fairly quick and forcefully on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Tuesday followed it up. Wednesday took out the number one zone. Thursday and Friday kind of fell back into this zone, but as you see, we didn't crack the 50% of Wednesday's move. So this is still in a fairly good uptrend still. But what is of note, we got a wedge pattern forming here, and we were
Mm.
able to break out of that downtrend line twice here. So now
Yep.
this downtrend line is acting as kind of like support for us.
We
Um,
hope.
Hopefully, yeah,
Hopefully on Monday.
hope. Hopefully, we can bounce off of that and continue our climb up.
I love that MACD though.
Yeah, this is.
I'm looking at a crossover this week.
Oh
If
man,
we hold that support line, we're gonna get a crossover.
we should.
Yeah.
But the Dow's looking good, man. Still strong. I mean, sorry, the Qs. Sorry, the Dow. So this is the same thing. Just threw another zone here, 306.
Mm-hmm.
Fallback zone. But even still, the Qs are looking good. A lot of that weakness has been shaken out. The 10-year rose Thursday and Friday, but it still didn't knock us back that much. So all in
Yeah.
all, good action.
Good action. And we still have a little. I like when we have room to go to get back to our most recent highs because
Yeah,
it's not. You know what I mean? It's not.
we got a lot.
Because that starts to get. Then you start to think, okay, is this a sell? Is that resistance, or are we gonna, break out of that? So this is to the upside. So we have some room to go to get back to that level, which is good news.
Hope we can hold this 315 next week. If we can hold this all of next week, man, and just build off of that,
That would be great.
that would be wonderful, man. But we have to see what happens. Um, I do like that we didn't go more than 50% of Wednesday's move. I do like that. Just have to see what happens next week.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one here. Spy, almost the same situation. Let's see. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is our 5 days. We ran it. We set new highs on the Spy.
We
Broke out
did.
of this resistance zone at 394. So was that an all-time high, or was it just a?
I'm not sure if that was an all-time high. I think it was though. On
I think it
on the
was
S and
also,
P.
man.
I think it was the all-time high on the S
The
and P.
Dow and the Spy and IWM.
Yeah, yeah. Thursday. It would have been Thursday.
We were rocking and rolling, man. It pulled back from that high, but that's fine. Then tried to, hit it again on Friday. Ran into a little bit of resistance, but we're still holding up well above our number two zone. So it
Yep.
looking good. This is very nice price action. Very nice. I hope you guys were able to take advantage of that. Got a nice bullish crossover here.
Let's talk a little bit about what could have been done. Because, I mean, just like anything else, you can trade the cues, you can trade the SPY,
Yep.
right? So let's talk a little bit about, what kind of moves you could have done in the past, say, 7 to 10 days to take advantage of this major price action. Because you can go back another, 2 days, 7 days, and you got a bottom. So, like, what signals did could we have used at that bottom to determine,
Well,
last Thursday, not the past previous Thursday and Friday?
well, the first one, man, you saw went into our number one zone here. We bounced out of that zone. That would have been a signal to start looking at it. Maybe not put on the trade, but to start looking at it to see if this was a bottom. Now, once you see that move off of that zone, look at that to see if that is a bottom for the stock. It's very hard to call the bottom. But you can get
Sure,
as close as
almost
possible
impossible.
reading that
Yeah.
price action. And then that next
Hmm.
day, you see you get green on your MACD, which shows the buyers are stepping up in that fight against the sellers. And you see this price action take us well out of that zone, and we almost get a shooting star pattern almost. So that would have been a
Mm,
good time to go long on the SPY. Very, very good time to go long on the SPY.
sure.
You take out all of this weakness, you're out of that, you take that out completely, green on your MACD, go in small, and just, and take it slow. It would have been a good day to do that. Had you went in and did a swing trade, you could have taken advantage of all of this because you never got back to these lows all of last week.
Never.
Never got back to what's that about 381.
Wow.
That would have been a very nice trade there. And if you got in that trade, what you're looking at this as your resistance level, your prior high. So looking at that trade, taking that trade to try to get that upward move up to that previous high is a great trade that you could have put on. Very great trade there. Let me get some of this out of the way. That would have been a
Mm.
good trade going in here and trying to go back to those the high here, the recent high.
Now, it's easy to look at charts and in the past and say, "Oh, this would have been a great trade. Anybody can do this," right? What we want to do is talk about, again, and emphasize the signals. Like he had a shooting star pattern, so recognizing those types of patterns. What I also want to do is say, okay, you're right. That would have been a great trade, but if I didn't take advantage of it, here I am right now. What do I do? Because I'm back up. Is this resistance? What do I do now?
You want to take it slow right now. You want to see what happens Monday because we are at a resistance level right now. We've got to take out this 394 level and hold above it. We haven't done that
Mm-hmm.
yet. So I want to put on any trade on the SPY until we take out this level and hold above it because we could very well come back and test the number two level or
So,
20 period.
or we could go short this buy, right? We,
I wouldn't try to go short right now. There's a lot of bullishness in the market right now, man. I really wouldn't try to go short
mm-hmm.
unless we lose all of this.
Gotcha.
Then break below our number two zone. Then you can look short. But right now, there's a lot of bulls trying to run the market right now, man.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Good stuff.
Let's just take a step back. That's the same situation, just showing a longer term view of it. All of 2021.
But look at that 50-day. That 50-day is a really good.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
there and there. Looking
and
nice.
and we do have a MACD crossover there. That's very bullish.
Yep. And when we get a crossover, we get a couple of days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we may go till Friday in the green. We may, and resolve this top of our curve. We may.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see that happening now. But just have to see.
Yeah, that's tough to call. Yeah.
That's the thing
Let's
about
look at the
trading.
Dow.
That's the thing about trading. It's always tough to call. It's 50-50 almost.
Yeah, if you can get 50-50, I think you did really well. I think like um, buying at resistance is really tough for me. And that's a knowing when some resistance there's going to be a breakout above it is something that
Yeah.
is takes a different level. Because there's three ways, right? You can buy low and sell high, right? It's three ways to make money: buy low, sell high. You can sell high and buy low, right? You can, right? That's shorting, right? Or you can buy high and sell higher, and and
That's
and
tough to do though.
that is very
You
tough to
don't want
do.
to do that.
I know Joe Terranova on CNBC wrote a book about it, and and it makes sense, right? Like the reality is, just like in real life, everybody loves a winner, right? The market loves a winner, and so things that set new highs tend to set new highs. Stocks are set, right? So, good stuff.
Man, we had all time highs on the Dow, man. Just been a champion. Look at that.
Yep.
Woo!
Powered by my boy Boeing,
Oh yeah.
and
Now we got this high support level at what's that, 32,000. So it can fall 700 points and still be good. The Dow's shiny. And it's the same
yeah,
situation back here. What's that previous week's Thursday? You got your
yep,
red bar into our zone here. You want to look and see if it bounces off that zone the next day, which we do. And we never get back to those levels. So that would have been your time to try to look for a trade, a long trade for the Dow. And that was on, I want to say the 5th, 4th, 5th. So you just got to read that price action, in real time. That's how you find those trading opportunity, because the people that jump on those trades and are profitable, they are reading those signals real time. They're reading it real time, looking for those trading opportunities. Let's go to the next one. Just take it out a little bit more. Once again, respecting that 50 with utmost authority there. Very nice. And that's why these support and resistance zones, that's why they work, because that's what the traders are looking at. Anybody that trades the Dow is looking at these bounces off of this zone. They're looking at that.
yeah, for sure. Now, what I even still, the 50-day does not actually um get broken. I mean, when's the last time we broke? I don't. This hasn't been broken this year.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Well, we broke here in February.
Yeah. There we go. We
Yeah,
did break.
kind
Yeah,
of like that was, man, that was strange, man.
but we came right back. I
Oh yeah,
mean, one day. There was a 1 day breach. I mean, it breached one day and closed below it another day,
and that's
and
the
that was
same.
it.
That's the same situation, Thomas. You see that drop? We got that drop, and you look for that next day to see what happens next. We didn't go any lower than that,
That's a signal. That is a signal.
and we got a green. Now, since we got this big zone here, you might want to wait till we break out of that zone before you go
Which we
long,
did the very next day.
which we did here. So that would have been your
Yeah.
signal to go long.
Yeah.
When you got a big bar,
But one of the things that you can do is dollar cost average, right? That's why you have dollar cost averaging.
yeah,
So you may want to say, you know what, I want take a third of your position that second day,
yeah,
right? If you're doing swing trading, this is swing trading, right? Like take a third of your position and just say that way. If you do buy up, you got some piece of the action at that lower price level.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I like it, man. The same thing here. We dropped the next day. We didn't go any lower than that. Next day we went up, broke out of our zone. You gotta read that price action in real time. That's how you get those trades in real time. IWM, another strong performer, actually leading the pack. I think it was up 7% this week. It took out its resistance zone at the 230 level, flew right through it. So yeah, this is all time high. So this now is a support level. So if IWM does pull back a little bit, look for it to hold the 230 level, and if it does, then maybe moving for another leg up. But once again,
Man,
you just got
listen.
to watch that price action and see what happens. We are above the MACD signal line now, so we are, in bullish territory. But we've been
Yeah.
there since here. So trends is not going to stay, in this incline for long. It's going to pull back a little
Yes.
bit. It's got to give a little bit of that up. It's healthy. It's got to happen. Profit taking happens. I mean, but that's your time to get in if it falls back to a support level. And this is our support level here. You can also utilize the 20, which is gonna, do this. That could be your support level also. So those pullbacks those are godsends. That's what you want.
That's what you want.
Looking good. So quick look at our sector. See if I can move this over here. For the month of March, energy is still leading the way at 21%, almost 22, followed by financials and industrials. Where's my tech? Tech. Oh man, we're still lagging a little bit, which is fine. It's kind of understandable with the 10-year still wildly jumping higher. Um, More advancers than decliners. More highs than lows, and more up volume than down volume across the board there. So a solid week for the market. Markets are definitely showing strength. All the major indexes except the Qs are making new highs. I hope you
Mm.
bought the dip. I hope you bought the dip.
We know. So go back. Can we take another look at? So what was the top? Let's see. Our top was the SPY, but I'm looking for our sectors, our spider sectors. What was the top spider sector? It looks like technology.
For
No, XOB materials. No, energy, communications, and materials. Interesting.
yeah,
Did you see Viacom? Viacom is
yeah,
crushing it,
yeah,
right? I believe that would be in the communications sector.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Not bad.
Energy has been a tough run. I'm kind of becoming bearish on energy. At least
Brought up so much.
fossil fuels. Yeah, because it has such a run.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm looking for that to pull back.
yeah. I mean, it's still leading, man. 28. It's yeah.
That's incredible. Oh, I didn't even see the financial sector. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, 21% almost.
They're both over 20 for the last 3 months. That's the entirety of the year.
So far in this first quarter, we got energy, financials, communications, and materials. Those are our leading sectors.
And
So what's lagging?
staples.
Communist, consumer staples, utilities, real estate, consumer discretionary. Which that's not really lagging, but it's lagging behind those others. Healthcare, very interesting. So the opportunities going forward look like, well, because tech just got crushed,
Yeah.
are going to be tech, healthcare, maybe utilities. I don't know. I think people going outside. I don't know. I don't know how. You know, um, just based on what's going on in DC this weekend, like traffic was back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Well, that
people
should
went
be
outside.
discretionary then, 'cause that's like your travel companies, Amazon,
Exactly.
Tesla's in there. That should be your discretion.
And Macy's did really well.
Huh.
Hmm. I
Do I
think
have
Macy put on an all-time high.
so XRT retail's not in here. Should be. I gotta get XRT added.
But
That's
I
a lot of
thought,
those retail companies.
yeah, but wouldn't you think consumer discretionary is a part of like retail? It's part of consumer discretionary.
It's not though. The SPY sectors they're kind of tricky, man, because you got Mastercard's a tech company. It's listed in the XLK,
Yeah,
not necessarily a tech company. Um,
probably is. It probably underneath of it
yeah,
is it's probably a tech company, right? Like
kind
it's
of
the technology that manages all those transactions,
okay. Maybe that's why they got it
right?
there.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
I mean, think of it. NASDAQ considers itself a tech company, right?
shoot, tech conglomerate.
Yeah.
The Qs, man. Let's move on, man. I
All
got
right.
XRT added in here. I want to work on this sector over.
Okay.
Get
We're
it.
working on it. We're getting there.
Take a quick look at gold and silver, our
I'm
commodity.
over here researching, trying to figure out how to get something working here. But yeah, this is. Oh,
Gold
look at
tried
these
to make a move
commodities.
last week. It moved off the
It
low,
did.
so it's trying to hold up. Right now, stuck in this zone between 157 and 161. So we'll see what happens. It is extended from the 20.
The GLD.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's room for some work there. It's almost close to a crossover.
Mm.
What happens there? Silver, same situation.
Silver, same thing. Yeah.
It moved.
Although now, again, these candlesticks don't really. I just don't get it. Why is that last Friday candlestick on the silver green?
Because it opened down here and closed there. It was below this. It's below that.
Yeah, it's below.
It's higher than the open. That's all.
It's not higher than which open.
Than this open because it opened here and it closed here. That's why it's
So it's not based on the previous day.
it's not. It's open and closed
Gotcha.
of that day.
So if it closes above where it opens, it's green,
It's green.
regardless of what happened the previous day.
Yeah. Now the Heiken Ashi takes an effect the previous day. It's a little bit different. The
Gotcha.
regular candlestick doesn't.
Gotcha.
And I use both when I trade, man. I use the Heiken Ashi on a 2 minute chart. I've got the regular candlestick on a 5 minute, and then I got a 10 minute. That's how I
And
trade.
why you going in and out? Help us, man. Come on, man. What you
It
doing
gives me
to
a
us?
better view. I have the 10 minute over here. It gives me a better view of the overall bigger trend for AMD. Then my 2 minute in the middle. That's the one I actually trade from most of the time. Stay in my trends, and then the 5 minute just helps me to frame my trades. But that's what I use for AMD, man. I use those three, and then I have SMH and the socks below here to get a gauge for the actual chip indexes.
SMH and the socks. What's the socks?
It's the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just to make sure the viewers all know what that is and why do you. I mean, you're a tech trader, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No doubt, right? So, let's talk a little bit about why you watch the SMH and the stocks.
They are very good barometers for the movement of the chip stocks.
Mm-hmm.
If that ETF, if that ETF is in an uptrend, the stock is probably going to be in an uptrend. And usually they do correlate, but sometimes, like last week, you'll see instances where the indexes go down, where the stocks at SMH goes down, and AMD still maintains its strength. So you see a lot of those situations too, man. But it just helps to have an overall view for the factors affecting your stock, and not just your stock. You want to have as much information as you can about your stock and other things that could be affecting it. And SMH and stocks, the movement of those stocks, the inflows and outflows can affect AMD because it's in both of them.
Got you. Gotcha.
Like if you were trading like a healthcare company, you would probably want to have a healthcare ETF or a healthcare
We
index.
watching, yeah. So
Watch those.
you're watching the overall barometer.
Yeah,
So let's say for people who trade blockchain, is there a blockchain ETF that they should be watching?
there is. There's a
I mean,
couple.
in my opinion, just so we're clear, what you need to have up is Bitcoin, because they all trade based on what Bitcoin is doing that day. And that's the pattern that I picked up, which is why I got into it. But
Bitcoin granddaddy. Oh yeah.
so based on whatever Bitcoin is doing, those Bitcoin's going up, all your blockchain stocks are going up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So so you say there's not a Bitcoin ETF that we could follow?
There's not a Bitcoin ETF in the US. There's one in Canada. But there are blockchain ETFs. We got Block is one.
There's a
BLOK.
blockchain, BLOK. Gotcha.
There's another. I don't remember the other names, but there's a few. I'm trying to build my own, man. So
Okay.
I told you my crypto plans. I'm working on my own.
Hey, share with the audience. What's your crypto plan?
I got these about 6 crypto miners, and some of the grayscale companies that invest directly in Bitcoin. I'm going to utilize all of those for a crypto miners fund. I'm going to allow my clients
Mm,
to invest in that to get some crypto exposure. So Canaan's in there, Riot,
Marathon,
Marathon's in there. There's a couple of them in there, man. Hive blockchains.
Hive. Yeah, yeah.
And these guys have been flying, man.
Crazy.
So let's take a
Well,
quick look.
Hive is like under 4, I think, right now. I wonder. Sometimes I'm like, man, should I just take a flyer on it and just buy something and just hold it?
I looked at it today too. I don't think it's ready yet. Um,
Mm-mm.
I would wait till it gets out of that underwater state. But yeah, man, it's another one I look at. It's on the list.
It
I'm
is on the list.
watching.
I just don't understand why. The reason why I didn't do it, pull the trigger, is because it's not clear to me why it is underwater.
Profit taken.
I mean, even though all the other ones were moving last week,
Yeah,
so something's fishy about that, and I don't understand why. So
that's
I
why I
didn't
wouldn't pull the
bother.
trigger yet.
Yeah, yep.
The 10-year, man. What I did here, man. This is a weekly chart of the 10-year going back to
Bet.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
So what you can see is we haven't been above 1.63 since the pandemic started, and we're just now getting back to that level now. So the 10 years make this massive arc back up to where it was last year, pretty much like the rest of the world. We make the same arc, getting back to some sort of semblancy to last year. So I
Mm-hmm.
really think, man, all those fears of the 10-year, and inflation and all that being excessive is that stuff is overblown, man. We're getting back to where we were last year, and you can clearly see that. We're clearly getting back to where we were last year. This was
Mm.
I put this together on
That's scary. That's scary. I feel it's great for the overall economy,
yeah.
but it's not clear to me that we can. Hopefully, the tech. Actually, the reform broker, one of my favorite people,
I like it. Josh Brown is
on
not playing.
Josh Brown, downtown Josh Brown, talked about. He brought out a great point the other day, and he was saying that the it's a falsehood that the Nasdaq can't rise along with the 10-year.
Because it's done it
Like
before.
it's done it before, so you know I'm retraining myself to like not listen to all these things that people are saying. Uh,
Yeah. Because then how you thinking the world's about to fall out and the 10 years the devil.
I mean, everybody knows that we needed to, and he's like so on point. He's like, look, this is ridiculous. Stop it.
That's what I like about him, man. He know a lot of
He's
his
so,
investors are big babies, and he calls them out, man. He does not hold his tongue, man.
no, sir.
So yeah, we just getting back to where we were, guys. Don't let those 10-year fears shake you out of your trade. Let the price action of your stock shake you out, but not this 10-year fear stuff. I think it's largely overblown, man. We got Bitcoin against everything else, went up 16% this week. The next highest flyer was IWM. Well, also we had, the 10-year went up 5% last week, so it was one up there also. which is good for the banks, mortgage companies. So those guys are, the rates a little bit higher now, but they are back to where they were last year. So higher is all relative.
Yes, sir.
This is Bitcoin. Just hit all-time highs, I think today. 60,000, man. A beast. So now this
Did
is
it
number
hit
two.
60,000 today? Because I looked at it, it was down.
It hit 60, man. It may have pulled back now, but it hit 60. This thing is flying, man. There's like, analysts saying it could hit 100,000 by end of the
Or
year,
summer.
200,000. So
I've heard summer.
there's no ceiling for this thing, man. I don't see the ceiling. I don't see it. But I'm in it. I'm gonna stay in it. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in the blockchain. I am in it, and I think you should also. I think you should at least put a little bit in. Maybe add a little bit every month, but put your foot in
Bitcoin?
the water. Yeah, put your foot in the water. Learn how to swim. Just a few of the market movers from Friday. A lot of these names are the same ones you see every week. They're the ones that the traders are really buying and selling. The ones that stand out to me are still Apple and Palantir. Apple still declining, but it's trying to set a base. So, keep it on your radar. Palantir is set its base and trying to move off of that base. Keep it on your radar. Any of these stocks you like, you got some banks in here. Communications companies, you got Ford still moving. GE still moving. So just take a look, see what you like. Check out the chart, and if you're pleased with it, look at a trade. I wouldn't recommend anything like Sundial Growers. This is a penny stock that stays on the volume list. I don't think it's worth your time. And that
Interesting.
is all.
Why not? And why not, brother? Tell
Because
us
there's
why.
so many other things you can put your little your penny stock money in. I wouldn't recommend it. And this company just got uplisted on the NASDAQ, what I want to say last month. It got kicked off because it didn't fulfill the regulations. So it's already a red flag.
Oh, got kicked off the NASDAQ?
And it just got relisted here recently, man. So it's not worth your time.
All right. Good intel.